Hey everyone, welcome. Today I'm going to be training you on how to close a show. Before we get to the how-tos and the nitty-gritty of how to do that, let me just explain the importance of closing shows every single week. First of all, you're going to get a paycheck. That's very important as we're doing our shows that we don't hold them open for long periods of time. I tell everybody we need to close those weekly. Now, sometimes you have a show on Tuesday night. You may not be able to close on Wednesday night. That's totally understandable. But we don't want you having shows hanging out there for 1, 2, 3 weeks. Even though your customers are getting their orders, they're shipped directly, we want you to close the show for a variety of reasons. Number one, we absolutely want you to get a paycheck. Number two, you don't know what your recruiter, your upline, or your upline's numbers are looking like. And your show may contribute to the team enough to put the team over the goal that they are working towards or right at the goal they're working towards. Now, I'm just going to share with you, I close my shows on Tuesday. I tell my host that we're closing on Monday, and then we close on Tuesday. I particularly don't like to close on Wednesday because things get busy at Park Lane. Here's another tip. If there's an error on your show and something happens that an order is placed outside of the show, which happens sometimes with customers, there's nothing we can do about it afternoon on Wednesday. You cannot move an order once the show has been closed, but there's an open show and there's an error on Tuesday. You notice that someone has placed an order outside of the show link. You can message Park Lane. You can send them an email at CS, which stands for customer service, at parklanejewelry.com, and let them move that show order to your open show. Now, once Wednesday happens at noon, even if you haven't closed the show, there's nothing we can do about it to correct the errors. That's why I always choose to close on Tuesday. I do my best to close on Monday, but if I have a show on Thursday, chances are I'm going to close on Monday or Tuesday. Here's another thing I want to share with you. Once the show is over, especially if you're doing an in-person show and that person leaves the party, they are most likely not going to order. I would love to tell you that they will, but our experience shows that once somebody has left an in-person show, they're not as likely to order. And also, when you hold a show open too terribly long, we also have a problem with everyone's lost their excitement. They watch the show, they've been excited, they've been engaged, and then you give them a short deadline. When you give people too long of a deadline, what are they going to do? They're not going to order to the very end of the deadline. So we always say, we follow up with every guest and say, hey, Mary, this is Kelly. I'm Elizabeth's Park Lane jewelry girl. We are getting ready to close her show today, and I didn't want to close without you. Would you like me to send you the link or a catalog link so that you can put together your order to help with the show? Either way is just fine. Just message me back and let me know. You send a quick little message like that so that she knows you're closing the show. Well, let's get right to the how-tos. Let me grab an open show that I'm going to share with you all right here. This is, let me get to the right place. This is an open show right here. I want to go to orders. So let me do that real quick. I'm going to go to orders. I'm going to go to order entry. Let me pull up an existing show. Okay, so I'm pulling up this show right here, and I'm going to go to, the first thing I'm going to do before I close is I'm going to go to host rewards, and it'll always give you this error message like leave site. Just say yes, leave site. So you're not really leaving the site, you're just leaving that particular button. You're going to notice you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm on tab 5, asking if I want to put the hostess order in. I say yes. Here is my hostess right here. I will go ahead and put in her host order. And then, very important, you have to go to the bottom and put save hostess details with payment. Now, if you have given her an extra 100 with our Fast 50s, like maybe if she got 10 orders or had 10 people watch the show, you can do that right up here with the allowances. You can give her an extra 50 for 10, or you can give her an extra 100 for 20. She can also choose to buy this on. I've seen a lot of hostesses, a lot of stylists lately put just the amount in here and then move down and put half price items here, when actually they could have done that for $10 or $20 up here. So don't forget about those Fast 50s. Those are super important. But if you promised the hostess, if she had 10 come to the show, that you would give her that, then you're going to go to this both right here. You're going to click both. You're going to put her amount in right here. You can see this is an open host order. I haven't finished the show yet, but I wanted to show you. You could put in how much her card is going to be charged, and then you could put the 20 right here that you're going to pay for that extra 100 right here. So I'm not going to do a host order right now, obviously, because my host hasn't finished the show yet. But I'm going to go to tab 5, which is the final tab you want to go to when you are ready to close the show. So this show has 6 orders in it. We are not done. But if we were done and we had any amount due right here, if this wasn't a 0, it would pop up way here on the bottom, giving me a space to put in however much I need to put in on my supplied bulk credit card. The bulk credit card is a way for you to put just your card in one time. So there might be $20 here instead of a 0. If I did an order for the hostess, I might have on the back office, I might have an amount right there, but I don't have any amount on this show because obviously we're not done with it, but also there's nothing due. But here's what's super duper important. If you are putting in a credit card for your hostess here, I recommend you put it on the hostess order, not on the bulk. The hostess order was where? It was right here on tab 4. Why do I recommend that? Because that credit card is going to process right then and there. You see all of these here? These are already done. These are already processed on this show. You would want your hostess card to go ahead and be processed so that you know it's going to be approved. If you had an error in her host order, like you accidentally wrote the credit card number down wrong, or you put the expiration wrong, you're going to know during the host details. So the review and checkout is really the only place you put your credit card, at the very end. And you don't want your hostess order to be here. You want your hostess order to be under number 4. So this is typically going to be number 5 that we are looking at. And very important, if you have a credit card that goes here for any amount, you put that in. But then you want to hit place my order now. Now, I can't show you on this one because if I click place my order now, it's going to close out this show, and our host only has 6 orders in here. So we're waiting to finalize. But when you hit place order now, it is going to tell you right away if the credit card is processed. And how you know the show is absolutely done is you will then get a PDF. It'll say hold while we're processing. If you don't get a PDF notice, there is something wrong with your bulk credit card or whatever, anything you put in that tab 5, and it's going to populate at the top. So you want to hit submit show order that I just showed you. Let me go back right here, place my order now, and wait to get that PDF. Very important that you wait. And then once we've done that, let me go in here real quick, and I'm going to go back to let's just say that I had processed this one and it was done. Then when I go back to my orders, you're going to see it down here. Always double check and make sure on Tuesday that you see that host order right here. You see, I have a PDF from this show that was just closed. Everything is done. It is done. It is in here because it says recently submitted orders, not recent orders from my website, recently submitted orders are right here. So you guys want to make sure you've got the PDF right here when you get done with submitting the show. So let me stop sharing my screen here for a minute. All right, so that's how you close a show. Remember our goal, close the show on Tuesday, at the very latest, close it Wednesday. Now, one more final note. Don't wait until after 10 p.m. to start closing a show and then reach out to your upline. They are most likely asleep by then. You want to close your show as best you can on Tuesday. If you don't get it on Tuesday, get it done on Wednesday, okay? And do it as quick as you can. Now, there is one other option. Sometimes you're waiting on that hostess, you're waiting on that hostess, you're waiting on that hostess. You can close a show without a host order, and you can do it manually later. You can print out the host order form off of the back office under downloads, fill it out, take a picture of it, and email it to customer service. Now, the only problem with that is if you can't get a hostess to get off of the fence on this order, she has to pay an extra $20 to do it later. So I use that with a host that is dragging her feet. I use that and say, hey, I really have to close your show this week. We are required by Park Lane to close our shows weekly. And if I can't get your host order in tonight, if I submit it manually tomorrow or the next day or Friday, you're going to have to pay $20 extra. So please hurry and send me your host selections so I can get your host rewards done and process the show tonight. I start telling her that when I am ready and done and ready on Monday or Tuesday to close her show. So I highly recommend you close those shows early. Get them done on Tuesday. That way, if anything at all is wrong, you can reach out to your upline on Wednesday. You can reach out to Park Lane, or she can reach out to Park Lane on your behalf. So I hope we'll all close our shows. Sometimes you're thinking, my show doesn't make a difference, but it could be the one order that sets your team. It helps your team reach their monthly or weekly goals. Or it could also be then goes up to their upline, which is usually me, and then that would go up to Mary Grace, right? So be sure you're getting those closed every single week and not holding shows open 2 and 3 weeks, okay? And another tip, always have a show open for yourself that you're the hostess so you can throw random orders in there should you need them, okay? So you guys, I hope this is helpful to you. I hope you'll get all those shows closed every single Tuesday, Wednesday at the very latest, and don't wait till midnight on Wednesday night to close those shows because we will be asleep. So thank you guys so much. Oh, and one last thing. I get this a lot. When is month end? Our month end in Park Lane is not the last day of the month. It is always the last Wednesday of the month. So be sure you're paying attention to that too, because that can really make a huge impact on the team when we have orders that don't go in at month end, because that is something that the team is looking to push to reach a certain level. So please pay attention to that. And also, if you're a leader, you have goals that you're working towards with your team that really make a difference. So be sure you're paying attention to that and that you're getting your shows closed every week, but also that you're truly aware of month end, which is that last Wednesday of the month. So thank you guys. Hope you have a great day wherever you are, and refer back to this as often as you need to on how to close shows. Bye for now.